computers and stuff.
And I hear you're really good with using girlfriends as human shields.
Hey, whoa, let's just chill on that. I made amends. Shaundi and I are good now.
Really? Because the Shaundi I know really isn't the forgive and forget type.
Yeah, she was so much cooler back in the day.
I guess being taken hostage really changes you. Everyone keeps comparing you and Keith David, but I gotta be honest, I don't see any real similarity.
Yeah? Me neither.
I mean, Keith David is an elder statesman and a classically trained actor. And you're a former gang leader with a propensity for violence.
You realize your boss is a former gang leader with a propensity for violence too, right?
Exactly. And nobody compares them to Keith David. Cyrus.
Yes, ma'am.
Talk to me again after this, and I'll rework your code in the simulation so you spend every waking minute in excruciating agony centered on your lower body. Good. You're learning. Interesting artwork.
Thank you.
Is there anyone that's your favorite?
Well, they all have meaning to me.
Kinda a cliche answer.
Kind of a cliche conversation.
Good point. I'll be quiet now. You were very forward-thinking for your time, Roddy.
I'm going to ignore that "your time" comment and just ask, what do you mean?
Well, there you were, an icon of incredibly masculine pastime, one signifying by brutality and macho posturing, and the whole time you were sporting long hair and a skirt.
It was a kilt, Kinsey. A kilt. And I was playing a character.
Still, that was brave. You set an example for a lot of men who were questioning their own fashion choices, and maybe even who they were inside.
I never really thought of it that way, but okay, thanks.
Who would have thought it, huh, Ben? The president, the VP, and the chief of staff fighting aliens in a simulated city.
It's pretty damn crazy, Keith.
Hell, if someone wrote that in a book, there isn't anyone in the world who'd read that shit.
Oh, shit.
You know, Mr. King, I read your book when it came out.
Really? Given your line of work, I'd be curious to hear your thoughts.
Well, it was very incisive. I could see how others might benefit from your teaching.
But not you?
You teach diplomacy, Ben. I get called in when diplomacy fails.
I guess that's true.
I can't imagine what it must be like for a distinguished gentleman such as yourself to be brought back into the street game.
Actually, I don't mind stretching my legs a bit. Things are different now, of course, because we're avenging the Earth.
True. I imagine it was much worse when you were just a thug trying to make a name for yourself in a world of crime and vice.
A thug? Are you saying that I was just a thug back in Stillwater?
Oh, no, of course not. I just mean, you know, that poverty and drugs and the ever-widening gulf between the upper and lower economic classes and hip-hop culture.
You really want to shut your mouth now, son?
Yes, Mr. King.
So, why do they call you Sid?
Because this robotic orb my consciousness is inside is called a CID, a control and interface device.
Not very creative, then.
Actually, I have heard groups of warriors such as ourselves often have someone named Sid who travels with them.
Oh, where have you heard that?
From the last fantasy game I saw online.
So you were some big hotshot gangster back in Stillwater?
Please, I was more of a businessman with a checkered past.
But you ran Kingdom Come Records, right? That's the label that put out all of Aisha's albums.
That's right.
Did it piss you off to find out she faked her death just to get out of her contract?
Wait, what?
Oh, forget I said anything, okay?
So, Ben...
Look, Tanya, what's done is done. We've had our beef and shit got settled. Multiple times, in fact. What you did back in Stillwater, I'm over it.
Wow, that's really big of you, Ben.
But you step out of line just once and I'll find an even bigger building to drop your ass from.
Hey, been meaning to tell you that I read your book. It's really good.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you. You're like an empire god. You know all the tricks. I learned a lot. That's how I built a legion of loyal followers.
I think the addictive properties of Lower Dust are to thank for that.
That hurts, man. I was talking about the dedicated listeners to my show on Gen X FM.
Oh, hey, sorry about that. I keep forgetting you're an actual DJ.
So, Benjamin, fighting side by side again. Takes me back to Sunnyvale.
Yeah, we were a pair, you and me.
Then you founded the Vice Kings.
Oh, whoa, whoa, are we really gonna get into this? Julius, The past is past. Neither of us are gang leaders anymore. I moved out of that shit. I went into music and books, all the way to the White House. And you're...
Dead, Benjamin. I'm dead.
Yeah. Man, it is fucked up that we can talk right now.
Tell me about it.
I have to say, Mr. King, I'm a big fan.
Thank you.
Your book, the story behind your rise and fall in the Vice Kings, the message it gives to those caught in the criminal lifestyle, it really moved me.
I'm glad it did.
It was instrumental in pitching the STAG initiative to the brass. In fact, you might say without you, the Special Tactical Anti-Gang Unit wouldn't exist.
That's... great, yeah. You wasted an opportunity.
Excuse me?
If you went 50-50 with the Saints, maybe your girl would still be alive.
Watch yourself, old man.
Don't get mad at me for telling the truth. The Saints didn't kill you. Your greed did.
You're the same Ben King who wrote Regicide, right?
That's right. Based on my life. Did you read it?
Nah. Saw the movie, though. It was good.
Well, thank you.
Guy who played you sounds nothing like you, though.
How are you enjoying the fieldwork, Matt?
To be honest, I'd rather coordinate efforts from a safe distance. Mastermind is more my speed.
Come on now, you have to admit there's an allure to being in the middle of the action.
An allure? Is that spy code for dirt, blood, fire, nausea, and the insufferable blatherings of monosyllabic enemies that all look alike?
Yes.
Well then, yes, it does have an allure.
Your file has been most interesting to read, Asha Odekar.
My file? What are you talking about?
You would be surprised what the Zin grabbed from Earth's databases before obliterating the planet. They have many pages on you.
Oh, really?
Yes. They even had information regarding your earlier self.
Oh, really?
Oh yes. I am sure your hometown Eagles were bolstered to many a victory by your forceful cheers, Squad Captain Odekar.
You tell anyone about that, Sid, and I will rip every last resistor off your circuit board with my teeth.
Of course.
You're MI6, right? What's it like being part of that?
Quite gratifying, really. I get to protect my government from outside threats and keep people safe from harm.
Yeah. You know your government kinda got blown up, right?
Thank you for pointing that out.
Oh, anytime.
I heard you ran the Vice Kings for a bit. That right?
Longer than just a bit, yeah. Took the reins after I pushed out Ben King.
Ah, it takes a strong soul to stand up to Benjamin. Huh. You seem to be more than your hooker getup suggests.
Hey!
No offense intended, I'm just used to more conservative fashion, I guess.
Oh, yeah, I can see that.
But you do look completely like a hooker. I find it very interesting, the diversity of the foes that the Saints have faced.
Diversity of foes?
Sure. From what I've heard, the Saints have gone up against Satanists, masked wrestlers, sinister aristocrats, and apparently some pissed-off Rastafarians.
I was a member of a voodoo gang, thank you very much.
Ha, because that's so much better. So, you're yet another name on the list of people who tried to kill the president, eh?
Despite everything I've done with my life, apparently that's what I'm known for.
Well, you're in impressive company.
Including you?
Me? No, God no. Of course not. Not that I didn't consider it once or twice. You know, a good deal of STAG technology came from MI6.
Pardon me? I'll have you know everything we used was 100% designed and made in the USA.
You can't honestly believe that, can you?
I have the personal assurance of the highest authority in my country.
You mean from the president? A person just like the current president who you tried to kill back in Steelport?
Yes, just like... Damn!
I had an informant like you back in London. Big guy, tough, covered in all sorts of bodywork. Used to demand payment in new ink.
Not a bad idea. Whatever happened to him?
He ended up getting killed when he tattooed the number for the police department's tip hotline to the back of his hand.
I hope you're not offended, but I'm not really familiar with your career. Wrestling wasn't the phenomenon in England that it was in the States.
Oh, of course not. You know, honestly, I don't mind the break. The fans are great, but there's more to me than just wrestling.
I hear you're also an actor.
Oh, sure, that too, but there's much more to me than that.
Really? How do you mean?
Look, I don't tell many people this, but there was a time in the mid-90s that I was a fourth member of a Latin music group called the Rodriguez Vipers. We sang a cappella versions of classic Central American folk songs, hit the top 40 in the Latin music charts twice.
Really?
Nope. But the great thing about you not knowing much about me is I can tell you bullshit like that.
By the way, Matt, I finished retrieving your data from the satellite backup like you asked.
Oh, good.
I took the liberty of partitioning one of the drives on the ship and putting the data there for easy retrieval.
You did what?
I also informed Kinsey that I have sequestered 1.4 terabytes of onboard storage for the task and asked that she check the data for infection and completeness.
You told Kinsey?
Yes. Miss Kensington made it very clear to me that she should be informed of anything related to the ship.
You told Kinsey?
You sound distressed. I would not worry. There is nothing to be embarrassed about. I imagine Miss Kensington has already seen herself naked.
Shit.
Wow, so I hear you're like a super smart hacker.
Oh, you heard right. Yes, I am of a sophisticated intellect.
But you're way more chill than Kinsey. She's kinda high-strung.
Perhaps I'm more confident in my abilities.
You're also kinda cute.
Oh, well, thank you.
And you have that cute accent. What are you doing after this? You wanna smoke a bulb? Maybe see where things go?
I don't think older you would appreciate that very much.
She doesn't have to know.
But she would. Older Shanti knows everything.
You're from Steelport, right?
Not originally, but yes, I spent some time there.
I heard it's a nice place. I thought about setting up an expansion of my business there once.
Really? And what type of business was this?
Oh, you know, prostitution mostly.
Oh.
Any chance you might be looking for a good time?
Nope. Thank you, ma'am.
Pretty crazy, huh? The Saints bringing back us bad guys to help them out?
I'm actually not a bad guy anymore. I've worked with the Saints before.
Wait, I thought I heard you were the head of the gang, right? And you tried to take out the Saints back in Steelport?
Yes, that's right. But I'm reformed. The Saints beat me and I went back to England, joined MI6 and all that.
The Saints beat you? And let you leave? They let you live?
Yes.
What the hell? This is bullshit, man.
Is it true you once tried to kill the president?
Well, it was before they were presidents, but, well, yes.
That's something we have in common, then.
You tried to... Really?
Tried to blow him up on a boat.
Impressive. I tried to trap their mind inside a virtual world that would render them brain dead and leave their body to rot in meat space.
So, kinda like Zinyak.
What? No, nothing like... Huh. Well, I'll be damned.
Aren't you the kid who hacked into Stag's secure database and changed all the top secret file names to... what was it? Something with an R.
What? Me? No, I'm sure you're thinking of somebody else. I'm a member of MI6.
I remember. Ragnarok wins. You sure that wasn't you?
Ragnarok wins again. And yes, that totally wasn't me.
You know, I had a best friend named Matt once.
Oh, really? What was he like?
Good guy. Good guitarist. Great tattoo artist.
Sounds like a good man. What happened to him?
The Saints lit his hand and arm on fire.
I knew this had a bad ending. This is probably a strange time to mention it, but you were one of the best bad guys in wrestling history.
Oh, well, that's very kind of you to say.
You were probably my favorite wrestler of all time.
Thank you.
I even had one of your action figures. I had another of myself, too. Homemade, not professional, of course. I'd pretend we were tag team partners and we'd obliterate our opponents with devastating moves.
Oh, yeah?
As our co-op finisher, he would throw me over your head and I'd land on the opponent and deliver a massive suplex in midair. Then you and I would go have a tea party with Mr. Fluffykins and Penelope Rabbit.
I'm gonna be over here, kid.
Why do I not see you on the ship?
Huh? You mean outside this simulated city?
Yes.
Well, 'cause I'm already there. And I can't really be there if I'm already there. You know what I mean?
Are you high?
Yeah?
How do you manage the logistics of your brothel houses?
It's really quite simple. If a room is empty, send the next customer in.
You do not care what sort of proclivities each of your girls or your patrons have?
Look, sex is sex. What do I care if any of them would rather have something specific? As long as I get paid.
You are a terrible mistress, and should be ashamed.
So, can you play music or anything useful?
Yes, I have quite a large library of music from your world.
Anything by the Feed Dogs?
Yes.
Let's hear it, you pick.
No.
I thought you were some kind of servant robot, so come on, play something.
The only time I serve anyone is if I get paid. But for Fun Shandi's ex, I will make an exception and just say, piss off. Did you used to be the vice president as well?
Come again?
There are several similarities between you and the current vice president.
Why does everyone keep saying that?
You know, you remind me of some tech our R&D department worked up for training exercises in STAG.
I can understand the need for wanting something with a vast knowledge database and mercenary tendencies in your military training.
Actually, we just use it for moving target practice.
Why do humans see the need to permanently mark their body with ink?
Why do robots see the need to ask such stupid, pointless questions?
That was unkind. I have been watching footage of your old fighting matches, Mr. Piper.
We called it wrestling, Sid.
Whatever. It was very similar to an exhibition sport I invented on my homeworld.
Oh, yeah? Funny how two completely different worlds can create things that are so similar.
Yes, I am sure it was completely coincidental. You will be hearing from my attorneys, Mr. Piper.
I like your shoes.
Yeah, they're pretty nice, I guess.
And the skirt. Looks good on you.
Thanks.
You got anything to eat? I'm starving.
Damn stoners.
So, you got anything good on you?
I tried to kill you, and you're hitting me up for weed?
What? I killed you. You're harmless now. Might as well party a little.
I think I'd be insulted if I didn't have a bag stashed at the crib we could hit later.
Sounds perfect to me.
You ever take anything seriously, girl?
Who, me? Of course I do.
Besides partying.
I was right in the thick of things with the Saints, thank you very much.
What, playing hacky sack?
Hey, that led to an important lead on the Brotherhood, I'll have you know. Heard you kidnapped me or something.
That was business.
And what about seducing me and making me serve your every little fantasy?
Wait, what? I never.
You should see your face. What you did to Carlos was kind of shitty, you know.
I suppose what you did to Jessica was just getting even?
Well, yeah.
Well, let me give you a tip. There is no even.
Asshole. Wow, you're totally Roddy Piper.
Yeah, that's me.
I was a big fan of yours.
Ah, good. That's nice to hear.
I learned so much from you.
Really? Did you wrestle in high school or something?
No, man. I learned so much about the real world. You know, the real world. With the people with no faces and messages on everything.
Oh, yeah. Baby Jesus, you folks are freaks.
Thank you.